computer. Hey, Laura, how you doing?
Uh,
TGIF.
yeah, TGIF, and I hope it's going to be nicer than it's been the last couple of days. I know we got spoiled with that 80-degree weather up in Chicago and stuff. And yeah, we're so excited today. We're going to be talking about human connections. This last year with the pandemic and stuff, we kind of lost a lot with human connections and stuff. But there's always so many other points that we want to bring up. And if you don't mind, Debbie, I'm going to start talking about infants.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
These are things we pretty much know, but then when you stop and think about it, it's really important. If an infant does not have human connection when they're newborn, like from a mother, or even if they're going to be adopted, uh, they tend to have issues with the way they're growing up. They don't tend to. They have a lot of physical issues, a lot of all kinds of stuff that could happen. And one of the biggest things I was reading that was amazing is eye contact. Eye contact is very, very important to newborns when they have a connection with either somebody that's taking care of them at the hospital or in the orphanage or their own parents, both mother and father. I don't know if a lot of you know if you're being grandparents for the first time or whatever, but the biggest thing they're doing now in the hospital is after the baby's born, they're actually putting the baby right on the mother's chest to have that human connection with the mother. They say that's really, really important, especially the first like hour or so. So yeah, that is really important. And then it goes into, kids that are toddlers and that. And a lot of the stuff is Debbie found this great chart about all different things that toddlers and young kids, and I see it with my granddaughter that's 5. Their hearts are like really looking for connection, not necessarily words, but just actions, as far as they're insecure about, are you going to love me whether I'm making mistakes or not? Are you going to love me no matter what? Do you love the way I look? There is so many different things that is so important. And we'll put the chart out on our
Yeah.
Facebook page so everybody could see it. Let me see what there was a couple other points that were on here too. Sorry about that. There's let me see here. Can I trust you with my feelings? I know my granddaughter, her things are, and I know a lot of kids go through this, is when they do something wrong, they think that you're going to hate them or be mad at them for it, but they don't realize that they're trying to teach them stuff. So, what you need to do too is just sit down and talk to them if you see that they're kind of upset. Like they'll say, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad." And you could say to them, "You know what? I love you. I love you for who you are. And I'm trying to teach you. That's my job." You
Mhm.
know, I I say a lot of times, God gave me this job to be a grandma, and that's my job to teach you the right way. But there's so much. Even with this pandemic and stuff, these young kids don't get to go out and play that much. A lot of them are at home and don't have any friends, and they go, I just want a friend to play with today. Oh, I want to tell you the greatest thing that I ever got. And I don't mean to keep using my granddaughter as an example, but it is one of the greatest things. Is I was telling her, she's like, "Oh, I want a friend to play with." I go, "You know what? This last year, we didn't have many, even I didn't have any really friends to play with unless I was on a Zoom and stuff because I just couldn't get out."
Right.
And I said, "Mr. Gary, that's my boyfriend," I said, "Mr. Gary got me 2 kittens. And he got me the 2 kittens because he knew I needed a friend during the day when he was working." So I said to her, I said, "That's why when you come here, you have the 2 kittens to play with, though they are your new friends." And I know we were reading about that too, that having animals, having pets
Mhm.
are great ways for not only children, but for adults, young adults, teenagers, and seniors. I mean, really, they always say that's the best way to help loneliness is to get an animal. Now, there's cats, they don't take as much work as dogs doing that. But I just want to bring this up and then I'll bring it over to you, Debbie. But I think one of the best pets to get for kids is um is a bearded dragon. I don't know what you if you know what those are.
I do.
And look it up. My son has one in his classroom because he's a teacher and it's the class pet. But what's so great about it, it pretty much stays 80% of the time in an aquarium. And they're so easy to take care of. And kids love them. Parents might not like the whole thing of that, but it's a great pet. But with that, Debbie, I'm going to hand it over to you because I know you have a lot of information about things.
Well, I just want to tell you, Laura, I love what you just talked about. And it's so true. We got to think back to, we can't necessarily remember all the way to whatever age it was when we were so little, but I
Yeah,
still remember, you know, I guess the way of saying that you want the attention, you want to see
right,
the love, you want the human connection. That's the way humans are actually designed, and
right.
some people want more than others, and that's also a personality trait, and we've talked about that kind of stuff before. But I can totally attest to, because I can think back to stuff that my kids did, but I got to say, having a grandchild, it's
Yeah,
hilarious. I mean, I know Mariano does something bad, and I right away you could look at the look on his face, and he's crying, and do you still love me? I was bad, and of course we do. And we go through the whole thing, and it's hard, but I love what you said about the animals, because I heard that there are more animals being adopted just recently over this whole time, because people are lonely, and they know that they can take care of something, and sometimes an animal for them is just enough, because maybe they are not living, they're living by themselves, and look at how adorable. It's like, look, you have like these little kittens that came in your home. They're fun,
yeah, I
they're
love
great for you, they're great for her, and all that kind of stuff. But I want to bring it up a notch a little bit and talk about this one, and I want to read it verbatim from a book that I was reading, because I think it's the best way. The book is actually called The Human Connection. And it says the human connection is all about relationship, not just relationship with others, but also relationships with yourself. Okay. The most powerful form of human connection takes a place around the universal law of attraction. What you send out to self, others, and wait, what you send out to self and others is what will come back to you. Okay. So if you're sending out a good aura, or a good vibe, or a positiveness, or whatever, more than likely it's going to be coming back to you. And Lori and I just were talking about this right before we started. We feel so blessed that we are part of what we're doing. We've been sending out the message out there that we want to bring people together. We want people to feel special. We want people to be part of something that we're doing, that we can bring value out there, and give you some great examples and things of different subjects. Okay, for Lori and I, it has become extremely a human connection. For
it.
us together, we have had more time, we've spent more time together in the last months on Zoom, and a couple times in person, but on Zoom, that we have in a long time, because life is busy. Okay, and my point of the matter is that I look so forward to getting on Zoom with Lori. I look so forward getting on Zoom with the audience of people that are listening to us, because I feel connected. I feel like we're talking to you guys right where we are. I don't feel we're the authority. I don't feel like we know everything. I
Right.
feel like we research it, and we come up with subjects that we're struggling with. Half
Yeah,
the time we pick these things because we want to get more value out of it, because we want to learn a better way to do something. We want to be better in our household, family, friends, whatever. We want to learn how to make our way through what we're dealing with, or what potentially we can. And I think human connection, how is your connection with your family members? Do you have a connection that's not going so good? It's kind of sour. Be the better person and get out there and just try. If they're not going to be responsive, you cannot control that. But if you have somebody that you had a falling out with, I am going to encourage you today to pick up the phone, not the text, unless you really need to text them first, may I call you, but pick up the phone and call them, and see if you can do a coffee date or a Zoom date or something that you can get together with these people and try to like work your differences out, because the connection that you make with them could be something they've been praying for, that could be something that will make a value. You don't know what they're going through. You don't, so many times we can walk down the street and go, oh, those people got it together. Those people have we don't know what's going on. And I once had been reading somewhere, it said that if you're thinking about somebody, if you've got somebody on your mind, you need to get a hold of them for a reason. There's a reason that's happening. A message is being put in your mind. I believe God puts those messages in to
Right.
us, and we need to get a hold of those people. But I think the human connection of what we all should be doing, let's be the example to our families. Let's be the one that says, okay, I can humble myself. I can just set aside my differences. Let me just get a hold of that person. Let me do a well-being call and see how they're doing. How are they motoring through things? So I think that, so many times we get salty, we get mad, and that's not right. We shouldn't do that.
Right, right,
I
right.
mean, Lori and I have had this conversation multiple times when we've both have dealt with times where families have had like separation. And actually, let's just say this. I think a lot of separations happening because of people's personal differences on viewpoints. Okay. Let's put those aside. Let's just say, okay, can we not talk about this right now? This is not why we're together right now. We're here to say, how you doing? How you feeling? What's going on? So with that, Laura, I'm going to send it back to you.
Well, I really love everything you said, Debbie, and it's so true. It's just amazing that you're saying that and we're doing this today. Because I think I got about 6 people that have left me messages that I have not been able to get back to for 2 days. And it's people I haven't talked to in a long time. So as soon as I get off the phone, I'm going to make those connections and get in touch with those people. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, and now that everything is going to start opening up a little bit, we're going to feel like foreign people because we're not going to know how to handle this. Should we ask people to go do the stuff with us and everything? And like, for example, Debbie and I and some of our friends, we have tickets to Rod Stewart. We were supposed to go do that last year, and it's going to be this year. Now, does everybody want to go? This is July, I'm hoping everybody is. But it's everything's going to be new. Do you wear a mask? Do you not wear a mask? All that kind of stuff. But I'm just, being Italian, and I know, Debbie's a huggy person too. We love to hug. That's been, I think, the hardest thing.
Mhm.
And like my own personal family with my cousins and everything, it's all about kissing hello and goodbye. It takes a half hour to an hour to say goodbye to everybody because you're going around kissing everybody.
Right.
And I know that's been really hard too, with not even getting to see them and stuff.
Right.
And I know a lot of people are having family picnics and stuff this summer and everything.
Mhm.
Go out and plan that stuff. You don't have to be touching each other or anything, but get together with people, like, there were some suggestions made, as far as, getting together with people. And like I said, plan a family reunion at a park, and just like my grandson's going to be a year old this year. I told my daughter, I says, let's have a picnic at a park.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be an indoor thing, but we got
Right.
to keep those connections going.
Right.
And I hope everybody feels the same way. But with that, I know Debbie's got some great news to tell you. We're so excited to tell you. Go
I
ahead,
wish I could
Debbie.
do like a little firework thingy and say,
Yeah,
"Oh,
right.
woo, woo, woo." Okay, so here's the thing. We're gonna throw a challenge out to everybody because Lori and I are just so excited. We have been talking with people. And hopefully you've been watching. Our Wednesdays have been phenomenal. We've had everything.
Uh,
We have so many more people too, you guys. In fact, I even have a few more I didn't even get to tell Lori about earlier about that we still need to schedule out. So we're scheduled out for quite a while, okay? And we know that there's people out there that have been telling us like, oh my goodness, I resonated with that. Oh my goodness, I hit such, it was perfect. I needed to hear that. And so we know that there's other people out there that really want to do that as well. So we want to really amp it up here. We want to throw a challenge out to everybody. please help us, okay? When we hit 500 people, so we're at 433 right this minute, right? And our goal is, our initial first goal was, we want to hit 1,000, but we want to have a little stepping stone. So when we hit 500, Lori and I have a special gift basket type thing that we are putting together that are going to have all kinds of different things from people who have spoke, who are donating into this basket, and we're actually going to pull a name, and we have a way of doing it with a little spin thingy. So if you're a person that is on this Facebook and you are a Facebook member of our Facebook for the health and wellness of you, your name is going to be in that hat. Okay. And we may even see if we could try to go ahead, and if you invite a bunch of people, maybe we can get your name in multiple times. I'm not too sure. Lori and I have to work these details out, but we're going to spin this at 500, and some lucky winner is going to win something fun. Okay. And so what's really cool is, maybe you don't feel comfortable getting up on one of our Wednesday segments and you're able to actually speak about something right now, but you certainly can make an impact in our for the health and wellness of you by doing your part and helping us grow. Okay. And it's not going to cost you a penny. All it's going to cost you is telling some people and friends to join our mission of getting bigger and growing. And I always like to remind everybody, no politics, and everything's got to be positive. And with that, Laura, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. So go out and invite people to join our group. Like Debbie said, we're so excited every Wednesday, every day when I get to post something positive on there is one of my highlights of the day. But yeah, get us up to 500. Let's do it. And you'll be surprised. We'll send it wherever it is. We have some people in Finland, some people in Italy, some people in Canada, and I'm sure somewhere other places too. So with that, we're going to leave that challenge up to you. But with that, we're going to say goodbye, and you have a great weekend. And remember, human connection is really important. All right. And get a hold of those friends you haven't talked to in a while. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Have a good
everybody.
day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye bye.